Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Winning in life is not an accident. It's a process, a system, a way of thinking and acting that leads to results. If you follow these 9 rules, not only will you achieve success, but you'll also live a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Taking full responsibility for your life is the foundation of success. It's the turning point where you stop making excuses, stop blaming others, and start owning every aspect of your journey. The moment you accept that your life is a result of your choices, your actions, and your mindset, you take control of your destiny. Winners don't wait for luck, and they don't depend on circumstances. They create their own opportunities by taking full responsibility for where they are and where they want to go. Many people live their lives as victims of circumstances. They blame their upbringing, the economy, their boss, or even their family for their lack of progress. They say things like, I didn't have the right education, I don't have the connections, or I wasn't given the same opportunities as others. While these things may be true, they are not the deciding factor in your success. The real deciding factor is how you respond to your circumstances. You can choose to dwell on what you don't have, or you can take full responsibility and work with what you do have. That choice will determine your future. When you take responsibility, you stop making excuses and start finding solutions. You stop waiting for someone to fix your problems and start taking action to change your life. If you're not happy with your health, you take responsibility by exercising and eating better. If your finances are not where you want them to be, you take responsibility by learning about money, improving your skills, and creating more value. If your relationships are struggling, you take responsibility by working on communication, becoming a better person, and making the effort to improve them. Every result in your life is a reflection of your choices. If you don't like the results, change your choices. Taking responsibility also means controlling your attitude. Life will throw challenges at you and there will be setbacks. You can either let them define you, or you can take responsibility for how you respond. Some people spend their lives complaining about things they can't control, while others take charge of what they can. The difference is mindset. Successful people understand that while they may not control everything that happens, they control their response. They choose to learn from failure instead of being defeated by it. They choose to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. They take ownership of their emotions, their energy, and their outlook on life. Responsibility is not just about work or success. It applies to every area of life. It means being accountable for your words, your actions, and the way you treat others. It means recognizing that no one owes you anything and that your life is a direct result of the effort you put in. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you gain power over your own future. People who take responsibility rise above their circumstance. They don't wait for things to get better, they make them better. That's the mindset of winners, and that's the first step to winning in life. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you achieve in life. It determines how you see the world, how you respond to challenges, and ultimately how far you go. A strong mindset is the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who stays stuck. The way you think shapes your habits, your decisions, and your level of discipline. If your mindset is weak, no amount of talent or opportunity will make up for it. But if your mindset is strong, you can overcome obstacles, adapt to change, and create success even when the odds are against you. The first step to mastering your mindset is taking control of your thoughts. Your thoughts dictate your emotions, and your emotions drive your actions. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable, you will act in ways that prove those beliefs right. But when you train your mind to focus on possibilities instead of limitations, everything changes. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you start saying, how can I do this? Instead of focusing on problems, you start looking for solutions. This simple shift in thinking puts you in control of your outcome. Your mindset is also shaped by what you feed it. Just like your body needs healthy food to perform at its best, your mind needs the right input to stay strong. If you constantly consume negativity, whether it's through the news, social media, or toxic people, you will find yourself filled with doubt, fear, and stress. But when you surround yourself with positivity, inspiration, and knowledge, your mindset becomes resilient. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to people who uplift you, and engage in conversations that expand your perspective. What you put into your mind determines what comes out in your life. One of the most powerful aspects of mindset is belief. What you believe about yourself and your potential directly impacts what you achieve. If you believe you can improve, grow, and succeed, you will take actions that align with that belief. But if you doubt yourself, you will hesitate, procrastinate, and hold yourself back. The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who believe in their ability to figure things out. They trust that even if they don't know everything now, they can learn, adapt, and get better over time. Your mindset is also what keeps you going when things get tough. Challenges are inevitable, but how you respond to them is what makes the difference. A weak mindset gives up at the first sign of difficulty. A strong mindset pushes through, learns from failure, and keeps moving forward. Winners train their minds to see setbacks as stepping stones, not roadblocks. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the journey. When you develop this kind of mindset, nothing can stop you. You become unstoppable not because life gets easier, but because you become stronger. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the invisible force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Without discipline, the best ideas remain just ideas, and the greatest potential goes unrealized. Talent, intelligence, and opportunity mean nothing if they are not backed by consistent action. Success is not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently, day in and day out. Discipline starts with small decisions. It's choosing to wake up early instead of hitting the snooze button. It's choosing to work on your goals instead of wasting time on distractions. It's choosing to push through discomfort rather than give in to excuses. These choices may seem small in the moment, but over time they add up. They create habits, and those habits shape your future. Every disciplined action you take moves you one step closer to the life you want. Most people fail not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the discipline to stay consistent. They start strong, full of motivation and excitement, but the moment things get hard, they give up. Motivation is temporary, it comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means keeping your promises to yourself even when no one is watching. One of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it's about restriction. People think discipline means giving up fun, freedom, and enjoyment. But the truth is, discipline creates freedom. When you're disciplined with your health, you enjoy the freedom of energy and strength. When you are disciplined with your finances, you enjoy the freedom of financial security. When you are disciplined with your time, you enjoy the freedom to do what truly matters. A lack of discipline, on the other hand, leads to chaos, stress, and regret. Discipline is also about controlling your emotions and impulses. There will always be distractions, temptations, and excuses pulling you away from your goals. But discipline is the ability to stay focused on the bigger picture. It's knowing that short-term discomfort leads to long-term rewards. It's understanding that the pain of discipline is far less than the pain of regret. The choices you make today determine the results you get tomorrow. The good news is discipline is a skill. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build. And just like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start with small commitments and follow through. Set goals and hold yourself accountable. Eliminate distractions that pull you off track. Surround yourself with disciplined people who inspire you to be better. Over time, discipline stops feeling like a burden and becomes a way of life. It becomes second nature, and before you know it, success becomes inevitable. The bridge is there. You just have to be willing to walk across it, one disciplined step at a time. Success is never a solo journey. The quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. No matter how talented, disciplined, or hardworking you are, you will always go further with the right people by your side. The relationships you build, whether personal or professional, can either lift you up or hold you back. Winners understand that success is not just about what you know, it's also about who you know, and more importantly, who knows you. Building valuable relationships starts with being intentional. You don't just stumble into great connections, you create them. This means surrounding yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and push you to be better. If you spend time with people who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, their mindset will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with ambitious, positive, and growth-oriented individuals, you'll naturally rise to their level. Your environment shapes you more than you realize, and the people you interact with daily have a direct impact on your mindset, habits, and results. The key to strong relationships is adding value. Too many people approach relationships with a "what can I get" mentality instead of "how can I give?" The fastest way to build meaningful connections is to offer something valuable: your time, skills, knowledge, support, or simply a positive attitude. When you focus on helping others succeed, you naturally attract people who want to do the same for you. Relationships built on genuine value and trust are the ones that last. Communication is another cornerstone of valuable relationships. Most conflicts, misunderstandings, and lost opportunities come from poor communication. Learning to listen, express yourself clearly, and understand others is a skill that pays off in every area of life. People appreciate those who take the time to truly hear them rather than just waiting for their turn to speak. When you communicate with honesty, empathy, and respect, you create deeper connections that go beyond surface-level interactions. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Without trust, there is no real connection. Trust is built through consistency, by showing up, keeping your word, and proving through actions, not just words, that you are reliable. It takes time to earn trust, but it can be lost in an instant. That's why integrity is so important. When people know they can count on you, opportunities open up, doors are unlocked, and success becomes a shared journey instead of a lonely climb. Valuable relationships also require effort and maintenance. Too often, people only reach out when they need something, forgetting that relationships are like gardens. They need regular care. Checking in, offering support, and showing appreciation keep connections strong over time. The most successful people understand that relationships are not just about networking or business transactions. They are about building a community of like-minded individuals who uplift and empower each other. The people in your life either push you forward or pull you back. Choose wisely. Invest in the right connections and always strive to bring value. When you build strong relationships, you don't just create success, you create a meaningful and fulfilling life. Growth and learning are the keys to a fulfilling and successful life. The moment you stop learning, you stop progressing. No matter how much you have achieved, there is always another level to reach, another skill to develop, and another lesson to learn. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to grow are left behind. Winners understand that personal and professional growth is a lifelong commitment. They don't settle for what they already know. They actively seek new knowledge, new experiences, and new challenges that push them beyond their comfort zones. The most successful people in any field are the ones who dedicate themselves to continuous improvement. They read, they listen, they ask questions, and they surround themselves with people who challenge their thinking. They understand that knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is even more powerful. It's not just about gathering information, it's about using that information to make better decisions, take smarter actions, and create better results. Every book you read, every course you take, and every mentor you learn from gives you an edge in a world where most people stop growing the moment they leave school. One of the biggest obstacles to growth is the fear of failure. Many people avoid learning new things because they are afraid of making mistakes or looking inexperienced. But failure is not the enemy of success. It is part of the process. The most valuable lessons come from trial and error. Every mistake you make teaches you something important. The only real failure is refusing to try. When you adopt a mindset that sees failure as feedback, you remove the biggest barrier to growth. Comfort is another enemy of learning. When people become comfortable, they stop challenging themselves. They settle into routines, doing the same things the same way, year after year. But comfort zones are dangerous because they create stagnation. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what is familiar. It happens when you take on new challenges, develop new skills, and stretch yourself in ways that feel uncomfortable. The discomfort of learning something new is temporary, but the benefits last a lifetime. Your willingness to grow and learn also determines your ability to adapt. The world is evolving, and those who refuse to grow are quickly left behind. Industries change, technology advances, and new opportunities emerge. Those who are constantly learning can adapt to change and take advantage of new possibilities, while those who resist learning struggle to keep up. Flexibility and curiosity are two of the most valuable traits in today's world. The truth is, there is no finish line when it comes to personal development. There is always something new to discover, always a way to improve, always an opportunity to become better than you were yesterday. The most successful people never stop growing because they know that the moment they do, they start falling behind. The path to greatness is a lifelong journey, and those who commit to continuous learning will always stay ahead.